Starting a trumpet player on day one can easily be done through the help of an ordinary straw. To set the embouchure correct, have the student put the straw in their mouth, have them suck the wind through like they're slurping up a vanilla shake. So there's some energy going in. And then, when you take it out, have them put their lips completely together, hold up the straw in front of them as though they're going to be blowing out birthday candles. So it will look like this. Lips together. So in one steady clip it looks like this. Things that are important to emphasize is that you want them to be blowing out the candle as though it will not go out. This way the students are always letting the wind flow. The biggest problem that a student can have in the beginning is the wind stopping or small bursts. We don't want this. We want this flow of wind. Using the straw in this method allows the student to keep their cheeks in from the beginning through the end, which is very important. Also, it sets up a nice rounded embouchure so that they're not in a smile position, which flattens out the lips, and they're not doing too much of a pucker. We don't want them to do, and we don't blow out candles like this. It's simply now, after they're able to do that several times, and they have the idea, they need to add the mouthpiece. Now, if they're having problems getting the sound out of that, typically it means that they're not having enough contact between the top and bottom lip. Tell them, make sure the lips are touching before they blow. Okay, the mouthpiece. It's probably a good idea for their very first time putting the mouthpiece on the lips that you help them as an instructor. You can actually place it on their lips. I recommend 50% on the top lip and 50% on the bottom lip. Now it's different for every student because everyone has different sized lips. You will hear many other trumpet instructors that will advocate either 2/3 on the upper lip and 1/3 on the bottom lip, and also vice versa. So I find that having half the mouthpiece sit on the top lip and half the mouthpiece sit on the bottom lip is a good starting point for most students. Depending on the teeth structure and their lips, you may then need to shift it around to help them get a good buzz. So, putting it in the center, of course, we're not interested in having it off to one side or the other. This way, so we get maximum use of all the muscles working together. So, we could do the same exercise we did, having them suck through a straw, except the straw this time will be the mouthpiece. Having them put the lips together before they blow, and then blowing out the candle, like this. Now it's important when they do this that they don't go to the habit of puffing their cheeks. If they start doing that, like this, we have to remind them, we don't blow out candles that way. We don't go. You then probably need to go back to the straw just to remind them how it feels. And immediately go to mouthpiece. Doing this method typically allows a student to get a good tone quality the first time when they put the instrument together. Having them put the mouthpiece in with a small twist to make sure it locks in. Once you've taught them how to hold the instrument properly, have them set the instrument properly on their face, have them breathe in through the straw. Well, of course, normally we don't want to breathe in through the instrument, we'll breathe through the sides. But to keep the analogy going, have them do this again. Now, they'll either get the note G in the staff, second line staff, or C just below the staff. Some students will get C, third space C, or even higher, but most students will get the lower C or that G. Which note is best? Well, at this point, it's important that they get a clear tone. When they're getting one of those notes, then you could talk about firming up or loosening the lips to get another note. It's important that the first lesson they understand how to get more than one note. If they miss this, then it's going to be difficult for them to progress on to the next lesson. They have to be able to get multiple notes on their first lesson. One way you could talk about is firming up the bottom lip if you need something specific to help them instead of just saying tighten the lips. Most method books tend to start on the lower notes, either C below the staff, or E, bottom line staff, or even G. It depends on the method book. So use a method book, go with it. If you rather start with any particular note before the book, I recommend higher notes before lower because it's easier to loosen up as time goes on as opposed to tighten up throughout time. So with these tips, use a straw, you should have a good beginning.